Hello and welcome to another edition of UFO Video News Now. Damn TikTok videos that just auto start. Like I said, I don't know how to stop that auto start. But anyways, welcome to another episode. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up in this video. Let's see, I got this one here of a leaked footage, military fighter jet in close proximity of a UFO. Now this one, I don't know if I've shown this one before, but it shows this military jet, like, it's not really chasing, but it's tracking one of these TikTok UAPs that's just flying across the water, and you can really see the speed. Let's see, I think, oh yeah. Now this is just something that this guy Phil Schneider said. Listen carefully to what Phil Schneider had to say in 1996 before being suicided. Right, this guy was suicided. He was involved in building deep underground military bases, and the story behind him is he was going around giving talks about encountering these underground caverns that were already occupied by these beings, these tall whites that were already living in these giant underground military caves that they built, and he happened to break into one of them and ends up getting shot. But anyways, so listen to what he has to say here. Also have more pictures of these jellyfish UFOs. And you know, I make no claims on whether these are real or not. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just presenting them. You guys can make your own decisions. Like I've said many times before, I thought some videos were real. They ended up being fake. I thought some videos were fake. They ended up being real. So I don't know. You know, I'm putting them out there. You guys can make your own decisions. But anyways, I got this one here. This is really, really strange. This is an orb turns into a gentleman in Mexico. This happened in August of 2024. Also have this short clip here from UFO Mania. Actually, you know, there's a bunch of clips of like the Department of Defense stating that these orbs that people have been seeing over New Jersey are not Iranian. It's not anything from, you know, a government that they are aware of. But then, and you know, in other little clips of people describing seeing all of these drones. You know, I'm sure many people have seen a lot of those. But here, I mean, you can obviously see this is a black and white footage. It was probably taken in the 1950s. But, you know, I just wanted to point out how, you know, here's a guy, a scientist, who's, you know, prominent enough where he's being interviewed, you know, I mean, filmed and questioned, which, remember, you know, back in the 1950s, you know, not everybody, it's not like today, right? Where every, you know, any schmo can, you know, use their cell phone, videotape themselves, whatever, and throw it up on the internet. Back in the 50s, yeah, you know, lugging around expensive equipment was a rarity. So, yeah, someone took the time to actually listen to this guy. He had to have some kind of prominence. But anyways, yeah, my point for playing this is he brought a lot of information to the government in the 1950s. So, you know, this notion that they didn't know anything, all lies. They've known a lot for a long time. And then I got this video here. It's 25 minutes long, but then, you know, I'm not going to play a lot of it. But it's about this Iraq veteran who talks about shooting at UFOs in combat during the Iraq. And, you know, anyone who pays attention to history knows that almost all of our battles, you know, going back to wars that were fought by the Greeks, people have described military soldiers and officers have described seeing luminous craft in the skies watching them. And then let's see, I also have this, you know, clip here showing like this little town in, where was this at? I think this was, where was this? It's the old walled city of Shibam. I don't remember where it was, but yeah, it's just, you know, it's just this oddity in the middle of the desert, right? Where there were a bunch of high rises. And, you know, this goes back to, you know, what I've always said, that I believe our planet was colonized, you know, that there were some a lot of hunter-gatherer societies on the planet. I think, some people were brought to the planet and, became these hunter-gatherer societies. But then you had these other cultures who were building structures that were completely different than anything else found on planet Earth at that time. Right? And, I always ask, like, where did they come from? Where did the knowledge to build this come from? And, today we know that there's so many exoplanets out there. It's not a stretch to believe that some type of civilization, similar to the way we progressed on Earth, could have started on another planet, at another time before our civilization started. And what if one of those civilizations, for whatever reason, had to leave their planet and arrived on our planet in the ancient past, right? And that would explain all of these, quote unquote, unexplainable megaliths and, ancient cities that obviously were built using advanced knowledge, right? Well, anyways, and then last is just want to show you a bunch of photos. I collect so much information. I came across before I used to do live streams of this IP address. It was a website that was just filled with all of these different UFO videos. And eventually, like when I get enough subs, I'm going to start doing live streams again. And I have a ton of PDF documents of really rare information, declassified documents relating to UFOs and other, technology, high technology. But anyways, this is I found a folder in my files that was called Alien Faces, and I ended up opening up, and it took forever to open up. But when it finally opened up, there were literally hundreds of these images. So from now on, at the end of each of one of my videos, until I go get through them all, I'm just gonna show people some of these images and talk about it. But anyways, if you appreciate the time and effort I put into bringing this information to you, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video, and more importantly, please subscribe. So anyways, to start off, I want to talk about this footage here. I had posted this video, the last video I put up, and a lot of people were saying, oh, this is an obvious fake. Well, again, to me, it's not an obvious fake. And remember, I never claimed that it was real. I said it looked real to me. I believed it was real, but I understand, how good AI is. And yes, it could possibly be AI. So, right, when people said, it's obvious. Okay, so I said, you know what, let me do something. Let me go to ChatGPT, right? And let me try and create this using one of these text to video AI generators, right? So I went to ChatGPT. Again, granted, and this is just a free version now. And I said, please create a video taken from a ring cam of a otherworldly looking hyper-realistic alien creature approaching and looking into the ring cam. And this is what I got. It says, I currently can't create videos, but I can certainly generate an image based on your description if you'd like. I can create an image of this hyper-realistic alien creature approaching and looking into the camera as if it's captured by a ring cam. Just let me know you like. I said, yes, please. And here we go. Look, all I did was ask it to create an image because it told me it can't create videos. So this was the response. It seems there was an issue with generating the image. Let me try again. It seems there's a persistent issue generating the image. Unfortunately, I can't produce that right now. However, if you have any other creative ideas or need something else, feel free to let me know. All right? So I went to some other text to video AI websites, and I tried 3 or 4, and granted, they were all free sites. Okay, they were all free, but the videos that they produced are just so ridiculous. I'm not going to put them up, right? Because they were just so ridiculous looking. So if this is AI, if you believe this is AI, then please show me please recreate this yourself. All right. Don't just be a keyboard warrior and, tell me, oh, this is fake. Prove to me that this is fake. Right? Go to one of these text to video AI generators and ask it to create something that looks as real as this. Because I don't think anyone can deny that this looks real. Now, I am not saying it's real. I understand it, the possibility it could be some kind of computer generated image, but again, I'm 95% that it's real. So, and like I always said before, I'm never one of these, diehard, oh, it's one way or the other. I'm always open to being wrong. Okay, I have no issues being wrong. So if someone can present me a link or, show me a video, send it to my email address, bartroberts2003 at Yahoo, right? bartroberts2003 at yahoo.com. Please, if you think if this is an obvious fake, create it, send me the link, and I'll concede that this is fake. Until then, man, it's all talk. Anyways, check this video. This is this goddamn TikTok. They have this fucking autoplay feature. I have no idea how to turn it off. But anyways, yeah, this is leaked footage, military fighter jet in close proximity of a UFO. And you can see the TikTok UFOs, and this was flying over the ground. Look how fast that thing is moving. And obviously these things can move much faster. Right, so it's just toying with the jet. It's just playing games with the jet. You're flying over water. That thing is just hauling ass. Anyways, that's that. Let's go to this one here. Okay, so again, this is Phil Schneider, right? He was suicided, and he used to talk about. Oh yeah, he was known for building they're called DUMBs, deep underground military bases. But anyways, listen to what he has to say here, and this has to do with what's happening right now with all of the UAP sightings in New Jersey and all over the world.
I'm going to casually mention to you something that's very scary indeed. And tell you what the alien agenda is. And it's going to sound very familiar. The alien agenda is the complete takeover of this planet, the killing off of 5, 6 to 7/8 of the world's population by the year 2029. U.S. military has known about this for 45 years. They've told no one. As far as I know, I'm the only person standing before a crowd talking about the alien agenda, secretively. Okay. Back in 1954, I'll give you a quick overview. There was the created 1954 treaty where Eisenhower signed a pact with the known alien species of the time. There were 3 at the time. And said that we're going to deal in high technology, but you can take a few head of cattle and a few human beings and you can experiment on them.
Now remember, take into consideration David Paulides' Missing 411 series of books, right? And how the National Forest Service will not keep a track of people who go missing in national parks and forests. And the fact that, people go missing in those areas all the time. So just take that into consideration.
It's unthinkable. It's stuff straight out of the Nazi death camps, and I'm kidding you not. It's plain BS. And it's got to stop. Now, the created 1954 treaty would have been violated. After the great firefight, the alien-human war, I am the only living survivor talking about it worldwide at all. Only one. The other 2 are in nursing homes in Canada, and the Canadian government refuses to allow any U.S. people including myself, to talk to them because they are afraid of kidnap. Probably the reason I got shot to pieces and 11 attempts on my life is I am a direct threat to the entire system. The New World Order, the alien agenda is one and the same. It's world takeover and the decimation of the population of this planet. Now, I'm going to tell you something a little bit different about the alien species. The bad news ones, there are 9 races of alien populations.
Okay, just another thing to take into consideration. We got this Fauci guy, right, who obviously lied, right? If anyone has taken a look at that, was it the over 526-page Senate COVID report, right? Everything that the establishment told us were basically lies. Everything that the quote-unquote conspiracy theorists said were true. You know what I mean? I mean, remember, my original channel got banned because I had an opinion about COVID, and based on the Senate report, right, my opinion happened to be right. And these motherfuckers are taking, censoring people's sites and banning people and all that other fucking nonsense. But anyways, you got to think, Fauci, right? He lied to people, right? Came on and lied about so many things. And that motherfucker's got Secret Service protection now, right?
I'm going to casually mention to you something.
A Department of Defense operation. Think about that. The whole COVID agenda was a Department of Defense operation. And then think about what this guy is saying. And think about, what's happening with all the heart disease, all the increase in infant mortality and all that other, everything else that's going on with the jab. Anyways, so here's some more photos of these jellyfish UFOs. Look at this thing. Now, is this something real, or is this, some kind of a biological creature or some kind of organic creature? Anyways, let's see. Now this is a strange one. This is it says an orb turns into a gentleman. Let me just start that right there.
Mira esto como de luz pasando, pero no se graba muy bien, y luego después sale como un señor. Mira.
Right, let me see if I can get some closed caption on this thing. Okay, so I'm going to turn the volume down so I can see if I can read that closed caption. He turns into a gentleman. Oh yeah, look at that. Wait. Let me back this up again. Because think, okay, this little dude here is a light turned into that dude right there. Apparently, well, that's what this guy's claiming. Let's watch this. Okay, here's the light right here. Okay, and we are in this video. Let's see the timestamp. 4:26:54 a.m. All right. There's obviously no person anywhere here. 4:26:54. Whoa. Wait. This little dude. Oh, wait. There he is right there. Holy crap. That dude just appeared. He did just appear. He stands there. The camera clock is still ticking. Both heads. Oh, I can't read what that says. Oh, it looks like he's a two-headed person, though. Both heads are recorded. Maybe it looks like a lamp. Oh, yeah. It looks like there's two. It looks like there's two people. It's like one person is kind of translucent. Yeah, I wonder if that's just a bad camera. But look, what's happening here. Okay, we're going to watch this again. There's the light. Wait, you see something appears right there. So is it there? Like it kind of looks like the dude appears there, and then he just appears. Now, is that because this is a bad camera? Is that just yeah? But then here, look at it. Looks like the head is splitting. You got two heads. And then here, it looks like a movie. Again, is this because this is... Maybe this isn't video footage. Maybe these are just individual still frames. Or maybe let's see, is it possible that the aperture on the camera is just moving? No, let's see. No, I don't know. I'm trying to rationalize what's going on here. Yeah, why does that dude just appear? And why is the light in front and then does the light disappear? No, the light... Yeah, let's see if does this light keep moving and then the person appears? Okay, well, kind of, yeah, it's weird. Yeah, there was a translucent image. Okay, here's the ball. Or the sphere, or whatever you want to... Oh, yeah, it just turns into a dude. Wow. Okay, that's a strange one. That is a strange one. Anyways, if you want to look for it, just, you know, orb turns into a gentleman in Mexico, August 22nd, 2024 at 4:26 a.m. Very strange. Anyways, okay, like I said, in this video here, this is at 6:50. It's just, you know, people from the Pentagon. This is from Department of Defense, right? If you ever notice, I very rarely play, you know, these videos from any of these Senate, because I mean, to me, that's all just a dog and pony show. Oh yeah, you know what? This is I think this is this guy talking about a friend of his sending a drone up to go look at these other drones, and as soon as the drones get close, he says the batteries die and the drones just come crashing down. And there was also a mayor who said that they had sent up helicopters to check out these drones, and anytime the helicopters approached, the drones would just take off. And that there's something about them broadcasting at some unknown frequency. Here, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio shut down due to unauthorized drone activity in the area. It's just, yeah, air traffic control footage of, you know, the military guys talking about it. But like I said, I just want to get to in this part here where this guy is talking about, let's see, this guy is Professor James McDonald discovered certain frequencies associated with UAP UFOs. And like I said, you know, I just wanted to post this to just show how, like, again, this is from the 1950s, okay? 70, 75 years ago. There were people telling our government, talking to our government about this, and yeah, so our government hasn't been truthful.
You have been as far as the United Nations with this problem.
Yes, about 2-3 weeks ago, on the 7th of this month, of June, nearly a month ago now, I spoke to the Outer Space Affairs Group in the United Nations, urging immediate UN action on this problem. It seems to me that the UN is one of the best places to tackle the international, the global aspects of the UFO problem, and all evidence now points to its being a truly global phenomenon.
U Thant made a statement at the time.
I didn't get to see U Thant. That was a busy day, June 7th. In fact, I had a date to see him at 4 o'clock, and if there was any 1 hour that was the peak of the Mideast crisis, 4 o'clock was it. So I unfortunately didn't get to see U Thant. But quite recently, a few days ago, I got a wire from a phone call from San Francisco pointing out that he had made a statement to Drew Pearson, an American columnist, that aside from the Vietnamese War, the UFO problem is the greatest international problem. And I sent him a wire strongly endorsing his position, but disagreeing with him to the extent of saying that I believe it's the most important international problem.
Why?
We have in the UFO problem a very strange situation. Here for 20 years plus, essentially similar phenomena have been reported all over the world, large numbers in the U.S., officialdom ignoring them, Air Forces ignoring them, and yet apparently a steady increase in the numbers of reliable reports from people in all walks of life seeing these objects that are not products of our technology, they're not meteorological astronomical phenomena.
Again, anyone who wants to say that these things are being made by a rogue nation, or it's Russia, it's China. No. Okay, anyone who understands history, go back to the 1950s and look at the conditions of Russia and China. Okay, they were farmers. Okay, they were right in an agricultural society. All right, they were not building anti-gravity craft back then. And, this phenomenon has been happening, like he just said, 20 plus years. And this is when, since this was made. So previous, the preceding 20 years, this was happening. And, he says it's prolific.
Hovering at low altitude, increasing numbers in urban areas, and collectively we don't know what's going on. That's an extremely unwise situation, no matter how you view it. We do not know what is involved in this problem. There are no strong indications of anything resembling hostility. I see some faint indications of hazard and danger. But in general, to have this possibility that the world is under something resembling reconnaissance, possibly from some extraterrestrial source, and to go on about our petty ways collectively, doesn't seem to me to be a wise situation. So I'm trying to get scientists and governmental agencies to take a look at this at a highly accelerated pace.
Professor McDonald, thank you very much.
Yeah, think about it. Again, back then, they really believed that this was all extraterrestrial, and they were brainwashing people into believing it's coming from outside, when at this point we know they're coming from the oceans. Let's go to this guy here. This is, I'm not going to play all of this. It's just some of this, but listen to this guy's testimony.
We talked about them. They said these things were pulling some pretty fantastic maneuvers. They said they would zip in and zip out was the words they were using. They said they would zip in, hang around, kind of float, and they would zip out. And the recon Marines were telling me that they were shooting at these things. One guy said that one flew over and zipped in and just hovered over him about 50 feet in the air. I pretty much believed America told the truth and was a shining beacon on the hill of morality. And I came back from Iraq pretty broken about our government, realized that the American government is a pretty shady organization.
Yeah, wakey. The government's a pretty shady organization. Oh, no shit.
Now, before we jump into the topic of this...
Yeah, let me just jump ahead with this guy telling the story here.
Asked me. So I about 3 years ago, I took my last name off of my Twitter profile, or X profile as it is now, but the name's Brandon. So I joined the military straight out of high school. I started off as an enlisted man. I was from Dallas, Texas area. I joined when I was 18. Did 10 years as an enlisted man. I was an aviation ordnanceman. So I was a bomb builder, bomb loader. Also worked on the bomb racks and the gun systems on the birds. And so I did that for 10 years. Was on several aircraft carriers doing that. Kind of got tired of that. Had a son that was born. Decided I wanted to do something I thought that was going to be a little bit more safe. So I decided to transition into the medical field. And I went to college and got my nursing degree and became a trauma nurse. But first rattle out of the box, I got my commission, became a naval officer. And first rattle out of the box, I graduated 2000 from college. And when the Iraq War broke out, they decided they wanted to attach me to the Marine Corps, what they call going green side. So they attached me to the Marine Corps as a trauma nurse. So when the Marines go out, we go out with them. So I ended up by doing 13 years as a trauma nurse, but my deployment with the Marines was all of 2004. I got out to Fallujah, Iraq, Camp Fallujah. We were about, I guess we were about 3 miles, it seems, 3, maybe 4 miles southeast of Fallujah itself, where they set up Camp Fallujah. And I got out there in January. I want to say it was the second week of January, maybe the third week of January. And I got home about 2 or 3 days right before Thanksgiving. So I went from January until November out there in Fallujah, Iraq. So pretty much all of 2004. I was in the military for 23 years. And actually, believe it or not, that wasn't my first experience seeing something weird out in Iraq. Aboard the USS Saratoga in 1992, I saw something, and we might talk about that another time. But specifically to Fallujah, Iraq, what happened out there was so like I had told you in a message, when we were out there, you tried to do things that made you feel as normal as possible, because it was just chaos out there. So we tried to do things that could make us feel like we were living somewhat of a normal life. So me and some of the other Marines that were out there, when they were when they were back at the base, we would try to, like I said, try to unwind. And one of the things we did to unwind was we would go out. They had this. We were stationed on what was, I guess, I don't know what it looked like. It was some kind of old military training facility, because there was a bunch of bunkers on the base. There were some old housing units, basically, which you would see like in a military boot camp. So they were run down and dilapidated, but that's what we were staying in. But next to that, there was, like I said, there was a lot of bunkers, and there were some cement pads on top of these bunkers. So what we would do is we would go up there and fire up some grills and get some grills going and try to barbecue and listen to music. And we would lay out to get some sun, strip down to our skivvies and just lay out in the sun. And the first time I saw something unusual out there, me and a couple of Marines were laying out there in our skivvies, just looking up at the sky. And I saw what I thought was a Mylar balloon. I saw just a silver Mylar balloon just floating. But what caught my eye was how it was round. Typically with a Mylar balloon, it kind of looks like more of like a heart shape or a flat pancake. It's a little bit more oblong, but this was just spherical, and it looked just like I said, it looked like a Mylar balloon floating in the sky. I saw it, thought it was weird. It kind of just gradually floated past us out of sight, and so I really didn't think much about it. But over the course of my 11 months on the base, I would see these things more frequently. I think I saw them maybe 5-6 times while I was on the base. But what caught my ear rather, was again on these cement bunker areas where we would hang out. It was kind of a gathering spot at nighttime after everybody had finished after the Marines had come back in and finished their patrols and done whatever they were going to do. We would all kind of sit out there and just tell sea stories, as we called them in the Navy. But just swap stories. And so I started hearing these Marines talking about these, what they were calling these flying ball bearings. I heard a couple of Marines talk about the flying ball bearings that were over the battle zone. And during this time, we were really, the battles in Fallujah were pretty intense in April. Like April, we did what was April? April was Vigilant Resolve. Vigilant Resolve was in April, and then we did Operation Phantom Fury in November of 2004. But those were the big battles to overtake Fallujah. And the Marines were telling me, as we were sitting there talking, they were saying that they were seeing what they described as flying ball bearings flying over the battle zone. They said these things, they talked about them looking like kind of like Mylar balloons or ball bearings or whatnot. And that just caught my ear. And I told them, I said, hey, I think I've seen that over Camp Fallujah. I've seen a few of those just floating over.
Yeah, this is footage from the Mosul orb.
Tell me more about it. And as they sat there and talked about them, they said these things were pulling some pretty fantastic maneuvers. They said they would zip in and zip out was the words they were using. They said they would zip in, hang around, kind of float, and they would zip out. So
now imagine, right, if this soldier's talking about it and he's listening to other soldiers talking about it, right, those soldiers obviously told the commanders, right, up the line. And a lot of these commanders, they would ignore them. Right, it was never a concern to them. So that would indicate to me that they knew about these and they were aware that they weren't any type of threat. You know what I mean? Again, it's obvious that these crafts have been in our skies for thousands of years, and I mean, I can't say that they're not dangerous, because we know that people are getting kidnapped, people are being abducted. So yeah, we can't say that they aren't a threat, but there's definitely a lot more going on than the government is letting us know. And again, it's obvious the government does know what's going on, and they just keep lying to us about this. But anyways, let's go to this next video here. Yeah, if you want to, this is a long video. I can't play the whole thing. Iraq veteran testifies to UFOs in combat. They shot at it. Yeah, this is just. I'm going to just play it from the beginning. This walled city that, again, it defies conventional explanation, right? When you take into consideration that this type of buildings, or these types of buildings, are not found at this time, were not found anywhere else on the planet. So where did the knowledge come from, if not from another planet, intact?
To 11 stories. Modern skyscrapers are made of concrete and steel, but this city is 2,000 years old and made of mud. Who built this city? Why are the buildings so tall? And how did they do it? This is the old walled city of Shibam. I've been fascinated by the city ever since I saw this picture. At first, I didn't believe my...
Okay, again, look at this. Right, this city of skyscrapers has been around for over 2,000 years. Okay? When this city, okay, you know, I've said this before. Imagine go back in time when this city wasn't there, right? When this area looked like all of this. Okay, somebody, right? Some people.
And made of mud.
Right, arrived and stood in these fields and decided we're going to build buildings here. We're going to build this building here. We're going to build. That's called urban planning. Right, and the fact that this thing has, some type of geometric shape, it isn't just haphazardly put together. All right, compare current hunter-gatherer societies that exist today. Right, they aren't this organized. All right, when they build, it's just, hey, someone's going to build right there. You know what I mean? It doesn't. There's no measuring. Just build it right there. They don't care how big it is. They build it to whatever size is necessary. Where obviously, something like this, right? Before this was built, somebody had it all planned out in their head. Who were these people? And if these people that planned this all out, right, didn't come from, right, anywhere within the vicinity of this area, where did they come from? If not from another planet, you know what I mean? Why wouldn't that be a reasonable explanation? That in the ancient past, advanced civilizations from other cultures that developed on other planets, imported their culture to our planet, and they colonized our planet. Again, which is why we have people who sunburn and people who don't sunburn. But anyways, I don't want to get too much into this. This video is getting really long. Okay, yeah, let me just go through these. Like I said, I found a folder in one of my folders called Alien Faces. I opened it up today and found all these images. I believe these are recreations from people who, had encounters and were describing it to someone else. But what amazes me is just again, if these are real, all the different species, I guess you could say. Oh, I think this image here is from someone who was abducted and taken to a facility, and they said that they had encountered these glass tubes with people from different time periods. Yeah, and these images aren't in any order. I just did them alphabetically, whatever. So, like I said, from now on, at the end of each of my videos, I'm just going to start going through these things. Look at these guys. Imagine encountering these guys. Imagine if you're from France and these guys are talking to you in French. I don't know what's up with this. This looks some kind of reptilian, half human, half reptilian. Let's see, this is obviously drawn by a child. They're describing two of these things as hybrids. I think here's Ariel, and this one says William. Does that say brother? Yeah, I think that says brother. Yeah, Angel's brother, or Ariel's brother, and then here's Ariel. And look at the way this girl drew the hybrid's eyes. Interesting. Yeah, there's supposedly some type of hybridization program going on. Yeah, look at more hybrid and aliens. You know, if anyone has ever listened to Preston Dennett, he has a great YouTube channel where he researches and interviews people who believe that they've had, you know, UFO encounters. You know, yeah, because it's just strange that, you know, some people believe that they've met individuals who just seemed odd to them. Very, very odd to them. But anyways, that is going to be the end of this video. Thank you very much for making it till the end. If you appreciate the time and effort I put into these videos, please give this a like, please share, and more importantly, please subscribe. Helps them out with the algorithms. Until next time, take care.